Great. Now you have both your bottom layer and top layer fully completed. Now all we have to do is what some people would consider PLL, but in this case I name it PBL, permutating both layers, because most of the time in this method when you solve the bottom layer you just randomly solve it. So I mean, you do have great odds of the bottom layer ending up being all oriented, but most of the time it's not going to be oriented, so sometimes you're just going to permutate both layers. So right now in this case it's just the entire bottom layer is oriented, so you could pretend the bottom layer is just your two layers, and you're going to do a normal PLL algorithm if you know the Friedrich method. So in this case it's the T-perm. So you line up that entire solid row right there, and you need to flip these to this one here and this one here. So for this case, we'll be performing the algorithm for the T-perm. It's going to be, this is what I call case number 4, and the algorithm for this is R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime. And that should finish your 2x2 Rubik's Cube. Next case we have here is similar to the T permutation. You have an entire side done, but this side is not completed. This side is not completed, and neither are these other two sides. So for this case, this one I consider as case number 1. So for this, you will perform the algorithm R2 U prime, R2 U prime, D prime, R2 U prime, R2. But sometimes you get a case that looks like this, where you have two layers, or you have one layer that's one color and the other layer is another color. Now you just pretend this is one whole color. So you pretend this is either green, or a whole green face, or a whole purple face, and it will usually look like this. But don't mind that, as long as these two layers will look like that. And usually it doesn't obviously look like that most of the time. Sometimes it looks sort of like, it sort of looks like this, where you have one color here and another color there. So what you do for that is you just turn it so they line up like that, and you just do the same algorithm. R2 U prime, R2 U prime, D prime, R2 U prime, R2, and usually you'll just have to turn it back so it's one whole cube again. So that's that entire algorithm. Okay, so our next case is what I call case number 2. So this one is pretty easy to memorize. What you have is you have a 7, so you have this entire 7 right here. And the algorithm for this is R, U prime, R, F2, R prime, U, R. So I'm going to repeat that again. It's R, U prime, R, F2, R prime, U, R prime. So it sort of looks like this. It's pretty nice. The last 3 moves, you can combine them so it sounds like that, and it looks like one whole move. Now this is what I call case number 3, whereas it looks like this on each side. It has its opposite color on each side. So what I do for this case is you do X prime, so yellow or whatever the top color is facing you. You do R2, U2, R2, X, and it's done. Okay, so our last and final case is right here. Whereas when you look at it, this corner right here is not in the right spot, and the corner diagonal from it is what needs to change. The entire bottom is the same. This is just like doing a normal PLO. I call this the Y permutation. So the one that we do for this is F R U prime U prime R prime U prime R U R prime F prime R U R prime U prime R prime F R F prime, and that should finish your cube. Alright there, so that is the entire tutorial on how to finish the 2x2. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. I will have all the algorithms in the description below. Now, what I tell you at first is you're going to believe that this is very hard, it's very confusing, and yes, it usually is. It's a lot harder than the 3x3 at first, but you'll get used to it. But all you have to do is practice. Once you practice and you start learning, you'll get better. Now, at the first part where I was teaching you how to finish the entire bottom side, whichever side you pick, I didn't exactly explain very well, so if you have questions about how to finish the first layer, just leave a comment below and I will make a response video to that in more depth of how to finish the first layer. Thanks guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it.